you put out in the universe will return.
Yep.
So yeah, I want to show you a little bit of this though. So basically, so the podcast situation here is what I'm doing here, at least for my brand, is I'm doing a live stream and then I'm doing a post edit. So the live stream is available on Kick and it's also on my Instagram. If you go on my story, you can just click and watch it. But the live stream just gives people an opportunity that are like real time viewers to watch it. And then I'm also recording it, so then post production I can cut clips.
I see.
And so when I was first doing my podcast in the beginning, I had a Focusrite, I had the wires, but I was literally manually grabbing every single file and syncing them up and then cutting it manually. That process takes hours.
I see.
Super long. And I've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
Now we've upgraded to the newest technology, which is the Rodecaster Pro 2, which basically synchronizes all the audio into one file and allows you to basically manage the audio in one file.
I see.
And then the video is connected to OBS, which is the platform that syncs it all together. And OBS basically records it and live streams it. But that piece of equipment called the Black Magic, that's what that screen is. So basically this allows you to go back and forth between different angles. Because the issue before was like you had to cut one camera, cut the second camera, go to the third camera. But with the Black Magic,
it's auto.
So like
if I'm talking, it's gonna focus on me.
Well, how it works is somebody has to manually do it, right? So
I
like
see.
let's just say I'm producing a podcast.
You have a production
Somebody's
guy.
gonna be there like going back and forth,
Yeah.
right? But what I love about it is like how it looks there. Once the file's done, it's gonna look just like that. So I don't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
It's honestly like microwave, like just the way you put it in and out, it comes on its own.
So you went from dial-up internet to high speed.
Pretty much. That's pretty much the best way the analogy for that is pretty accurate. Because I mean, one thing that Nipsey said in the interview too is like, even though I'm an artist, I still learn how to audio engineer. I still learn how to mix and master. I still learn that, not because I want to do it, but I can make sure whoever I hire is doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Because you know, so
if you're passionate about your craft, you're gonna want to know everything about it. You know, not only so that you know if other people are doing it right, but just so that you can feel like, hey, I know about what I do. I'm not just a small cog in the wheel.
Yep.
Like I could do everything right here. You know, I've always believed that, man. I've always believed that, like, you better know everything. If you focus on being the best at what you do, it doesn't matter what you do. You're gonna be successful.
Correct.
If you just focus on doing it better than anybody else, you know. I firmly believe in that. I always tell that to Paul. Just be the best.
yeah, I think it's the best way to approach it. I mean,
be
for
the
me,
best.
I used to play football, so like that competitiveness in sports translated into business. You know,
Yeah.
I don't wish no ill will or any what's that word, malicious intent with any of my competitors, but I'd be lying to you if I'm saying I'm not trying to win though. Like, I am trying to win.
I don't wish them any malicious intent. As long as I'm doing better than them, it's all good, man.
But you get me though. You
I'm
understand?
doing
Like,
better than them,
like for
it's all
example,
good, man.
Like for example, in San Jose, there's probably a handful of event producers, and I know all of them. I have a relationship with every single one of them,
Yep.
and that's what you want to do. All your enemies, you want to know exactly. And enemy is just a phrase, but I'm
Yeah,
saying like you
yeah,
want to
yeah,
know
yeah.
who everyone is, what they're doing, and like I think there's this book I read called. What's it called? Choose Your Enemies Wisely by Patrick Bet David, and he talks about like choosing the right enemy is gonna motivate you every day. Who's gonna get you out of your bed and like wants to challenge every single day.
Yep.
And right now, that's the San Jose Foods, and that's the homie Zach. You know, those guys, like I got respect for both of them, but I let them know like, hey, I'm coming, bro. Like I'm trying to get a concert too. I haven't done my concert yet. The one I did was a 1,000 people attendance, not no 10,000 plus, but the goal is to get to that point. And to be honest, if you asked me a year ago about a concert, I would have never even
That
guessed
wasn't
it.
even on your
But
radar.
now, like
right
I
there.
feel like as you start progressing, your goals start to change. I was just telling somebody that was here earlier doing a podcast with me, like right now, my goal, like the beacon of light, that's like the goal for me. What you guys see right now, I want a compound. Like you guys know Burner, right?
Yeah.
Cookies. Like he has a compound.
Cookies
He's got
compound.
a studio. He's got the warehouse. Got the kitchen. Like I want that for Emlyn. Like that's my long goal, right? But when I get there, right, my goal's gonna change again.
of course.
And that's what I'm saying. Like
Yep.
the concert thing. Like once I do that, I'm gonna want something bigger.
Yeah, of course. Once you do a 10,000, it's not going to be enough. You're going to want to do a 20,000, then you're going to want
Yeah.
to do a 50,000, and then you're going to want to try to settle out the SAP arena right there. You know.
And I think I think there's a way to make it happen, man. I'm just really passionate about this. Like I've stuck to my guns when, like, last year. I mean, you know this. How long you guys been in business for 15 years, right? That's what I
Yeah,
heard.
be 16 in
So
July.
I already
yeah.
know you've dealt with a fair share of battles that were like probably
man.
back against the wall, crazy, you can't even see the light type
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I've dealt with many of those, but last year was like a whole another level. You know, it wasn't just finance and business; it was also emotion, like how to respond by betrayal and how to respond by people doing bad business and like there were so many moments where like I could retaliate and change the way I conduct myself, but it takes a whole nother level of discipline to be like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep focusing on the path ahead of me and just learn from that. And that's
Yep.
all you can do.
Yep.
But you know, like the way I grew up though, if you fucking talk shit, you're gonna get slapped. Like that's just the way of the nature of humans, you know what I'm saying? But
Yep.
I think there is something big about being able to like hold that standard though. And I've always valued that, you know, even though like I come from that, I still value professionalism. I still value like operating at a high level. You know what I'm saying? I might have my chain, I might have my urban fit, I might play some Bad Bunny, but at the end of the day, I care about the product. I care about the result.
Yep.
Because my brand is my reputation, you know?
I mean,
So
I've learned over many years. I mean, similar to you, man. I mean, I come from, I grew up in Houston, in an area that I haven't seen areas in California that are as poor
Yeah.
as the area I grew up
yeah,
in Houston.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I went to prison when I was 16.
Oh shit.
Did 5 years over cannabis, so I've seen all sorts of tough shit along the way. In addition to being in the cannabis business. One thing that I would say when people ask me about the main quality of a strong man is emotional intelligence, man. If you have control over your emotions, you're a strong man. If you don't have control over your emotions,
You're
man, you're just
controlled.
blowing all over the place, man. So I try to preach that to all the guys who work for me. My son, he's not always listening, but just trying to preach that emotional intelligence, man, is the strongest sign of a man. Yeah, so I hear you on that,
No,
man.
that's
I hear
fire.
you on that. There's
It
a
took
lot of
me-
times, man, I want to choke the shit out of somebody, man. There's a lot of times, man, I want to slap the shit out of somebody, man. But just knowing that, hey, man,
Like it would
Keep
take
your
you
cool.
back. It would take you back doing that, right? Like you
Oh,
think about
man.
how much you've accomplished, and like,
Oh.
I feel that.
I would have to look at myself in the mirror and say, man, you can't control your emotions, dude. What type of guy are you, man?
No, that's
like
true.
You just let people dictate your actions, No,
it's very
man,
true.
I dictate my own actions,
No, 100%. So like what? So I'm just curious because I mean when Paul came, like I was really fascinated by your guys' story. Like I've been a consumer of marijuana. You know what I'm saying? I don't promote it. I'll be honest. Like I don't really promote it. You might catch me with a pan on the video here and there, but I smoke in public. Like I don't care. Like I'm outside with it. But when we first connected, though, I was really like fascinated that you guys been in the business for 15 years. How the systems, like how you made a lot of adjustments with the system, omni-channel, digital marketing, SEO, like elevating the business over time, and now leveraging being in Silicon Valley and being one of the more how you say elevated infrastructures compared to other dispensaries. Like that was really impressive for me to like learn about because I just thought about it like y'all selling weed, man. Like I'm getting high. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Y'all taking my money, I'm getting some weed. But I think one thing I appreciated is that it was more than just a business. Like he was sharing about how you guys help people that had previous addictions and like they were suffering from like opioid addiction. You guys offer programs where they get like discounts and they get stuff that helps them prevent that. Like I thought that was cool. I mean, for me, I've met people with money. I know people that are hot shit, like, and to me that doesn't really like move me. You know what I'm saying? Like I know people with money, but I always value people that like care about the impact.
That's the
always
tough
been-
part of being a person. Money comes, man. Money comes.
Yep.
If you're focused on your passion, money is a byproduct of that. Like Paul said, we try to do a lot to help people out, and even in the ways that you wouldn't think. I always tell people like, people talk about like anxiety and migraines and depression, and these are all things that we've helped with. But over the years too, I can't help but think in 16 years, like, you know, and there's nothing to laugh at. It's nothing to say like, but how much domestic abuse that we've avoided people from happening. How many people were going to go home and be in such a bad mood with their kids and their wives or whatever, but they stopped and saw us first, smoked a joint before they got there. It's cool. How many coworkers didn't get the shit slapped out of them because we sold somebody a joint, you know, and they smoked that and everything was cool, you know? So you never know how you're affecting the world. If you're trying to do the right thing and, you know, you end up affecting the world, and you got to think about how, you know, the different ways that happens that you might not even see. You know, similar to you, I mean, I started up the shop with 15 grand, man. Never took $1 from anybody else to invest into the company. And we're going to do 26 million this year. You know, from 15,000, just kept on going in. But what I did is I wanted to be the best at every corner. You know, I saw what's missing. Okay, all these people have weed. What can I provide? Customer service. And so it was all about treating people with humility.
Yeah, that's what he was
It was
explaining,
all
customer
about how
service.
you would treat people, and people were like, damn, man, this guy's a humble guy, cool guy. And like you said, they would come by for me if I wasn't the cheapest, or even at times if I didn't have the best, because they liked me.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
goes so far.
It
Like
does.
you were saying, people buy a hat, people buy a shirt because they like you. You know,
That's powerful.
yeah, man. And so, you know, always looking for the next way to be better. And then that leads into what, you know, Paul's talking about, how then we started doing things that other people aren't doing with our data and doing things. You know, it comes back, man, just like you're saying right here, you know, early mornings, late nights, just do what others don't, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Do
It's
what others
crazy.
don't, man.
It's
You're going to have what others won't, right?
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's bars right there. And one other thing too that was really cool, that's like what you just said, the customer service thing. What you guys, what was really tripping me was the book that you guys were making your guys' employees
Talking
read.
about creative
Like that is
magic.
crazy. Like
Yeah.
for me, that's when he told me that. That's when I knew I was like, okay, y'all for real. Like
Yeah.
y'all for
Yeah.
real taking
Yeah.
it to the next level of like ingraining the work culture and making it a mindset thing, and everyone's aligned. You know, it's funny. 'Cause I remember I was mentioning I worked at Sprint.
Yep.
I used to work for a dude named Zaid Ahmed. I don't know if you guys know him, but he owned a franchise of Sprint back in the day. He had like 32 locations, and his fool's work ethic was insane. Like he would make people train on weekends. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yep.
we're going to the malls Monday through Friday over the weekend. Weekend's like the moneymaker, right? But he would make us come Saturday morning at the office. He would pay us to come hourly, right?
Yep.
Just to watch a training, and he would make us role play. Everyone would role play. We would role play rejection. We would role play this scenario, that promotion, and we just did it constantly,
Yep.
and to the point where all the stores were killing it. And the reason why I knew was such a big difference at the time, Sprint had about 1,200 dealers, meaning like a franchise owner that was like Sprint provided a franchise license to sell it. So it's 1,200 dealers, and he was top 10, and he only had 32 locations versus other franchise dealers where they had thousands. And he had all mall kiosks. All mall
It
kiosks.
used to be so many Sprint stores out there. It still is, you know. I had Sprint for like 3 years,
Sprint.
man. Until
I
I
was
got my
selling
credit together. Until I got my credit
Bro,
together
when
and I went to
when I was
Verizon.
working at Sprint, I used to tell people I was selling dreams. Like, it was like Sprint was not good when I was working.
No. But I tell you what,
They
though,
were the
man, you
Nextel
can
company, though.
you can have a 620 credit score and get Sprint though.
No, real shit. Yeah, you could probably get away with a 520. Honestly.
Yeah.
No, it was. I
Coming
remember
there.
those days. Like Sprint was helping people out, man.
Yeah,
But
they were,
what I
man.
was trying to get at though is like the amount of detail you have to go to get better and to evolve, and I think that's something that I really resonated with what you guys were sharing. And I'm always a student. I'm always trying to learn. You know what I mean? Like I was saying, I had my impression of cannabis industry in general. So when I was hearing you talk about it, it just made me look at it a little differently.
Yeah,
You know. So
a lot of people have that that view. You know, a lot of people have that view of just.
well, you know, there's the stereotype. People
Yeah.
are still kind of learning that stereotype. But
Yeah.
I feel like it's made a lot of progress, though. It's made a lot of progress.
Yeah. I mean, we consider that part of our responsibility is to help to break that stigma for like us and others. You know.
Yeah.
A funny, you know, a little funny, kind of has to do with that right there is, you know, so my daughters, I've been in this for 16 years. I've got a daughter who's going to be 17 in May. And then my other daughter is going to be 13 coming up in a couple weeks. So they've grown up. Well, maybe I shouldn't say they've grown up around cannabis, you know. So
they've
I've
been-
always
they've
had
been around.
cannabis in the house, and you know, for when they were younger, it was always, you know, oh, that's daddy's medicine. Daddy sells medicine. Daddy sells medicine.
Prescriptions. Yep.
So, Man, one day I was over and we were at a school event, something like that, and one of the parents came up and introduced themselves, and they said, "Oh, I hear you're a pharmacist." I hear you're a pharmacist,
Oh, yep.
you know?
Yes, I am.
I kind of had to sit
That
there and
is.
like, yes, I am. I'm a medicine. They started asking me, well, where'd you go to school?
Hard knocks.
So then I had to, I ended up breaking it down like, no, I got that medicine.
Yeah.
And I you know what they told me? Got a sample?
You got a sample? Got a sample?
You got a
That's
sample?
So funny. That's wild.
Yeah, so, but nowadays, I mean, it's way more in the open. Now
Oh, definitely.
Now my kids
you
are
got
like,
the mayor at the event. I mean, that's already
yeah,
a huge,
yeah.
That was big.
And so, you know, what I want to do now, what my thing turned into, I mean, I know I don't look it, but I'm 48. I'll be 49 next month.
Okay.
But now my thing is just like trying to make a difference in mentoring the next generation. These people that are in their 30s, these people that are in their 20s, and not just about business, but just about like what culture is, and build a culture that people like know what they're standing for.
Correct.
You know, like our core values are humility, excellence, resilience, and these are things like I believe to my heart. It's like you got to be humble to continue learning. Like you say, you continue learning. You couldn't continue learning
No,
if you weren't humble.
No,
If you thought you knew everything, you know, and then that commitment to excellence. You're talking about the guy with the Sprint stores.
Yep.
You know, that's that commitment to excellence. That even when I think
Dedication.
that things are excellent, I'm going to continue trying to make them more excellent. And then I don't have to tell you about resilience, man. I mean, you sitting here doing all this, man. I mean, obviously you've been through that, but just teaching that, hey, man, like things not always going to be easy. Like
No,
that's the difference.
You got to earn everything. You know?
The difference is, you know, like the main difference from people, I think, you know, I think people think that there's some huge secret to success. And one of the biggest secrets is just don't give up.
Yeah, I was literally just gonna say that. I was like, you
just don't give up,
just
man.
can't
Just
stop.
don't give up, man. Just keep going.
That's very true. Because
You
I
know?
feel like most of us know what we want and know what it takes, but we just aren't willing to go all the way through.
Yeah,
it.
man. People,
That's all it is. You know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like I said, I'm still in that pursuit and I'm still in that chase. And I think for me, I just made sure that I love the process.
No, you can tell that you love what you're doing right here, man. You can see it in your eyes, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's
appreciate
a beautiful
that.
thing, man. You can see the passion, man.
Sometimes it's like too much though. I like try not to give it all because I feel like I kind of like some people like they don't react well to it. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
They think I'm
yeah.
a little crazy, but I'm like, I
Nah,
kind
hey,
of am.
man.
You gotta be a little
What?
delusional
Yeah,
though.
man. Let me
Yeah.
tell you,
Gotta be a
man.
little
Let me tell
delusional.
you, man. I got some big plans, man, and people can think they're crazy all they want, man. That just means they're not willing to follow in
Yeah.
that same
Yeah.
path, man. You know, I think when somebody's passionate about something, that feeds, like I feed off that.
Yeah, it's like a
your
frequency.
passion is making me want to go kick ass more.
Hey, we should.
You know,
Fuck yeah.
like you know, that
It's
passion
a frequency.
is contagious.
Yeah.
It's a frequency.
I
It's a
feel it,
frequency.
and I think as I got older, I'm 31 now, man. But when I first started this, I was 19. I dropped out of school, and I was like, I'm just gonna be an entrepreneur. Like I made that decision early. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like early. Like, I'm gonna tell you a crazy story. When I was at De Anza Community College, I was playing football. I tore my Achilles, and that was like a big moment because I was like, that's all I knew.
Oh man, yeah.
And it was depressing, I was like, I don't know what to
man.
do. And like, I called my cousin on some crash out shit. I was like, hey, cause my cousin's in LA. He's a plastic hair surgeon. He did shit for like Tory Lanez and he does plastic surgery, but he's in Hollywood. So I was like, call my cousin. I was like, hey man, like, can I go stay over your spot? Like, I just need to get away or whatever. He's like, yeah, come through. I'm gonna be busy, but like, you could come through. So I'm over there on the way crying and shit, like fucking dealing with shit. Like I just going through stuff, cause I just dropped out and somebody had just broke into my car, so I lost all my shit. Like, all this kind of happened all at the same time. So I was on crash out mode. I'm on the way over there, and I get there because like you can come hang out, but I'm not gonna be here. But there's things going on, and he sent me to SneakerCon, which was an event. That,
Yeah, no, I've been over
big
there.
SneakerCon
Yeah,
event.
yeah.
SneakerCon was such a big
Huge
chapter.
event, man.
It was a big chapter into all of this. Like if I never went there, I wouldn't even be here because what
see.
happened is this is like right before I started selling clothes, and I saw when I walked in, the event was free. I was able to get in, and I just was so inspired because I seen these 15, 16, 17-year-old fucking making 10 bands in a day.
Yeah.
And I was just so like, bro, that's crazy. You know what I mean? And like, I was selling at the flea market working with my aunt. I was getting paid like $20 for 10-hour shift. Like it was real like hustle, you know what I'm saying?
That
Empty
taco money.
barrels, get the wood and set it all up. But like my mom for some reason was hella strict on me, and she was like, "You can't get a job." Like she wouldn't let me get a job,
Yeah, no,
but
you
she
gotta
let me
work
work with my
over here.
aunt. So I was like, "All right, bet." It was at the Capitol Flea Market on the South Side, and fucking dude. And then I basically like I just took that inspiration and I came back to San Jose super motivated, and that's when I started selling clothes. And then a year later, I went to SneakerCon and I sold shit. And I fucking and I just kept going to SneakerCon. I went to Vegas. I went to SD. I went to LA, and then I was really like expanding my vision of like just doing it, you know, because I had just got put on a Gary Vee at that time, and they was like, "You're young, like you can take the risk," you know what I'm saying? And I was just all in at that time, you know, but wouldn't change it, man. Wouldn't change anything. I feel like everything happened for a reason, and I don't regret nothing. I didn't go to school after that. Like my sister got her, her master's, and she went to SJSU, and my brother got his degree. But I was the black sheep in the family. Like I'm not gonna do it. Like I'm just gonna go all in. And I was confident because in the end, all my peers that I was going to school with, they all got debt, and they all were like getting the same career that I ended up getting in the end. Like, remember I was saying I worked in software sales? I was working with people that had degrees. I had a reference because I had good relationships and I had the experience in sales. I was doing cold calls, bro. Like, that was such a shift because I used to sell at the mall. So I'm over here greeting families. Hey, how you doing, sir? What kind of phone do you have? Like, oh, what service you got? Like, that was the real sales, you know? Rejection every single day, saying no every time. That shit built that calluses, you know? So and when it came to rejection, I was like, all right, next one. Like, I didn't even care anymore. So shifting to the wireless industry, B2C, and then going to B2B to the tech sales was a shift. But my mentor prepped me for it. You know, he kind of taught me the game on how to do it. And then eventually I became one of the better reps. I was a really...
was much different. So you were on the phone calling people, right?
I was calling these CEOs.
So
I was calling these CFOs. I was
Man.
calling some complex shit. I had to learn a whole new language, you know, IoT, and I had to learn about, you know, Internet of Things and currency conversion. I was calling Amazon stuff. I was working for Dell Boomi. I worked for ARM Treasure Data. I worked for Memory Blue. That was my first job. And then my last software sales job was this company called Ping Pong. And I was basically calling Amazon sellers and convincing them to switch to a different currency converter service. So all their foreign currency can convert to US dollar, but at a cheaper rate. So I'm over here calling people for like something so specific, so specific, but I was good at it. And eventually I was like, I got to the point where they promoted me to AE. I was working full time. I had benefits. I was working remote. I had a great job. This is in 2022. This is after Culture Night Market. So like, I had a great job, but then the passion was going away because like the job just kind of, it took it out of me. And then eventually, like as time progressed, I was letting go of the wheel. And then eventually I said, I'm going all in. So I've been full time doing this since 2023 now. And it's been a blessing. It's been hard though. Like it's been very hard.
Oh yeah.
Last year was like I said, was the hardest year, but we're still here though. You know what I mean? So,
You
I can go in for days, man.
So. You talked about betrayal. You talked about like having to deal with
bad business and
bad business.
It's tough.
You had partners, or you had?
So I've been independent. You know, I've always made sure that I have partnerships though. You know, I work with other people in their brands, and we have creative projects we like collaborate on. I've always made sure to kind of keep 100%.
So somebody didn't pay you, or what's this betrayal about?
Oh no, I mean So it was like situations where like we partnered on a project, and there was like discrepancies that were like not addressed correctly. My thing is like, look, if there's a problem, let's talk it through and let's find a solution. But if you're quick to just be avoidant and you don't want to have a discussion, like at that point it's not even professional. And that's where I get kind of like it's just the principle, you know. I'm a basic guy. It's just the principle, like hey, let's just have a conversation. I'm not even upset. I'm just like, hey, let's just figure it out, because at the end of the day I'm a very solutions orientated person. Like I'm all about solving problems.
Solve it.
Because it's like we can go back and forth all day long. You can be mad, I can be mad, but like let's really get down to the solution. And that's it. Like we all can move on at that point.
Especially when it's about business. You know, sometimes
and I think
if it's a personal thing, then it may cut a little deeper. But business should always be able to talk about and then move forward. You know. I
mean, I've had instances last year where like it didn't even involve money. It was literally just the integrity. You know, like I'm the type of person where like if you say something and you don't abide your word, I'll hold you accountable to that. I'll be like, hey man, like you said you were gonna do that. Like what happened? At least give me a reason, and maybe we could just come in agreement. That's what happened.
There could be a reason about things,
and that's okay. Like that's in life. Does that shit happens? But one thing that's not cool is like, you know, it's not my fault that happened. Like you should at least be able to communicate. So yeah, you know, I had an instance last year where like I was collaborating with somebody that I knew for a very long time, like since college days, you know. So we took on an idea, we took on this this project. I'm not going to specify what it is, but it was this project, and it was picking up momentum. But they had the verbal idea, meaning like, hey, this is the idea, this is the concept. I brought it into fruition. I created all the elements that made it a reality. And then once we got it going, then we started pushing it. And then like it just took off. Like it was going crazy. You know, a lot of engagement, a lot of support, a lot of bodies, meaning like it was successful. Yeah. It wasn't monetary. It was just like you could see we created something that can be monetary. Yeah. And then I think once they saw that, there was just a level of like, I just felt it. Like there was just like dishonesty, and like you started to feel a little bit of like a scarcity mindset. Like they were threatened by me being involved, and they just felt like they didn't need me anymore. Yeah. And instead of just like saying that, they would do it indirectly by like little things, like not putting my logo on a flyer, like
super passive
having meetings without me. Yeah. Like I'm just like, that didn't rub me the right way. You know?
It's like we said in the stuff we used to call back in the day, bitch shit.
Bitch shit.
Bitch shit.
I was pissed. I was pissed. And like I said, it wasn't monetary, but it was just the integrity. I'm like, bro, you like my dog. Like I know you. Like you should be able to at least just tell me that. Yeah. And we could just move on. But
you know what, man? Sometimes those be the main ones, though, man. Those be the main ones who just they feel so comfortable with you that they're like, oh, you know
That's what I've learned.
He's not gonna sue me. He's not gonna whatever.
That's
so
true.
You know, putting the logo right there. You know, I've always, you know, I've learned over the years that good contracts keep good friends.
Oh yeah, no, together, that's the thing I had to learn too. Is like I had consultants that guided me. They're like, Brandon, you do everything right. You have all the pieces together, but you need to have everything on paper. You need to get an agreement, and everything is good.
I mean, but we all learned that the hard way.
Yeah,
man.
and that's
we
what
all learned that the hard way, man. And then you figure out, nah, man, I better have an agreement in place, especially with friends and especially with family. That way, because that's something that you can come back to, and there's no misunderstandings about it. It's like, no, hold on, it's written right there, you know, and it's no like, oh, well, I thought this, you know.
So I think for me, like I just try to lean into patience and just try to lead by example. You know, I'm not going to tell someone to do something I wouldn't do, and just try to keep that consistently. So thankfully, I've been able to like kind of pick and choose who I do business with. Like I get people that hit me up all the time that want to do stuff, but I might just say no just because it might not be a good fit. And I'm thankful that I'm able to do that now. In the beginning, I was taking every deal like, oh, I'm gonna take this deal.
You don't have to take that. To make it.
Your shit's rolling.
Just enough to be like, I think I can risk to not take this, you know. So I'm thankful that I'm in that position now, but I'm still trying to grow, you know. And I have people that I work with that work with me. Like I got a San Jose State student, like Leo, for example. He went to SJSU, and he's been my intern for like, well, he was an intern, now he works with me, but he's been working with me for like 4 or 5 years. I met him when he was just a sophomore at SJSU.
Oh, shit.
And then you know, Maya, she also supported me, and then currently I have 2 VAs that operate administrative work. They do all the admin stuff. That was a big struggle for me in the beginning, like trying to balance that. Now I can focus on closing deals, focus on creative.
So now you're boss now.
Well,
you're the boss.
That's what they would say, but like I try to keep it humble though. You know what I mean?
Of course, man.
Because it's like I have my moments, you know, where I like feel like you gotta pop your collar one time.
Man. I mean, sometimes it's just being proud, man.
It is,
you know? Sometimes it's being. There's a line right there. Keep yourself humble, but also be proud. Give yourself that grace, you know.
And then
give yourself that grace.
The last thing I'll share, and then we can kind of review that too afterwards. Oh, what's
I've got my book club with my team at 2:00.
Okay, so okay,
all right. I got a slide over there. We're reading.
We could just like on Monday catch up.
Yeah.
On this. Like, slide through and we could talk deeper on it.
No, that's good. I mean, the only thing I was gonna say is like my family's from Nicaragua, Central America. My parents migrated over here in the late '80s. So I'm a born U.S. citizen, but like I used to go to Nicaragua every year, so I've seen what like people in poverty really go through. Dirt floors, handmade ceilings, like. So I have a perspective of like how blessed we are here in America. Like we could do so much. Like
I actually used to.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm poor, but I can fucking go on DoorDash and order some shit. I can live stream and still be poor.
Actually.
Bro, our homeless people got phones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was just saying, like, bro, the government gives you phones.
You go to some places, poor people don't even have clothes on. You know, that means you're poor is because you're standing there with just barely.